ex-performer, has also seen those shows. And she is here to perform for you. Please welcome Marsha Frazier.
Hey everybody, how are you? I'm Marsha Boo. How are you?
Hey Marsha.
I'm glad to see everybody, and I'm glad everybody can be seen, and I know you are too, considering the option. Okay, let me tell you something. Now, we've talked about school, we talked about parents, we talked about a whole lot of things. So I'm going to just talk about a couple of things. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is this teacher and her students at school. She walked in and said, now look, you guys know I'm going to have a test. But before I have this test, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So they said, oh, okay, so sit down. So the first thing she said is, what do you get from a pig? Boy raised up his hand and said, some bacon. She said, yeah. She said, all right, let me ask you this one then. What do you get from a chicken? So the girl raised up her hand, yeah, I got it. She said, what? She said, some eggs. So finally she said, all right, now this is the last question I'm going to ask. What do you get from a big fat cow? Another boy raised up his hand and he said, some unnecessary homework. You got that? Okay. Now, you know what? There was this man and this woman lived up the street. And they were sitting at home and she was watching TV and he was looking at his newspaper. Pretty soon she got up, walked to the kitchen, came back with a skillet in her hand. Pow! Up beside the head she went. Hey, what are you doing hitting me upside the head? She said, well, I just wanted to say this. Last week I was doing laundry. So I reached in your pocket and I pulled out this name and it said Mary Jane. He said, oh, that. Now, you know I was at the horse races. So, and this guy had told me to bet on this horse. Well, I did and I won. She said, oh, okay. That's right. Okay, that's fine with me. When I came back and said, your horse just called. Okay? Now, we know that there's some Christians around here, and that's good, and we know the word and some of the characters. Now, let me ask you a question. What does Moses do with his coffee? Anybody know? He brews it. All right. Now, there was this bird that was bound and determined that he was going to go south. So he was flying, and he ended up getting confused and went north. Unfortunately, there was a storm brewing, and he was flying in the storm, and there was rain and sleet and snow. And the more he'd fly, the heavier he got. Pretty soon, he slammed himself down on the ground. While he was laying there, cow comes by. Cow comes by and craps on him. And he said, oh, no, you didn't. So he was under there and he was like, oh, man, this is something else. But he could feel the crap, moving around. And he was like, oh, I'm saved. This is good. So pretty soon he was just clapping and, yay, I'm saved. So a cat comes by. Cat looking in and said, now, where in the heck is all this noise coming from? Cat digs up the bird and he eats it. Now, there's a moral to this story, and this is it. Every time, and there are some times when some people can get you into some crap. That don't mean that they don't like you. And there's some times that somebody can get you out of some crap. And that don't mean that they like you. But if in case you do get into some crap, remember this. Keep your dadgum mouth shut. All right. Now, I got one more, and that's going to be it. Now, it was storming here at the house. And it was raining and all that stuff. And it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. So everybody had gone to bed. So my son, by the way, I live with my son and daughter-in-law. And he came down the stairs, opened up the door, looked out. He said, "Hey, why are you knocking and banging on my door and ringing the doorbell at 3 o'clock in the morning? Are you crazy?" So so he said, I need some help. So my son said, "You need some help at 3 o'clock in the morning out in this storm? Are you crazy? Well, let me tell you something. Get away from my door. I don't want to hear nothing about that. It's too late at night for that."
He just said push. He needs a push.
Okay. So he goes back upstairs, and his wife said, "What in the world was wrong? What was going on?" He said, "Oh, some old drunk man out there talking about he needed a push." And she said, "Well, now, remember last week when we needed a push? Fortunately, somebody came by and gave us a hand, and that helped us. And besides that, that is the Christian thing that you know you ought to do." So he said, okay. Went downstairs, opened up the door. "Hey, are you still out there? Where are you? He said, "You still need a push?" So the drunk man said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, where in the heck are you?" And he said, "On the swing." Okay, you guys. I came by to say hello. I love you. You guys stay safe. Be careful. See you next time. Bye.
All right, Marsha. Let's give